Good morning, Earth Signs. This is Karen from my channel KC. I'm coming to do a reading for Earth Signs. Today, I hope everyone is doing well and that you get some value out of this reading. Please like, subscribe, and share if you feel so moved to do so. I really appreciate it. And for information, about my readings and donations, you can check the bottom of this video. I have information on how to contact me through email. So in my meditation today, for you Earth signs, there's gold in dim dare hills. There's gold in the dim dare hills. And I thought about it, and what came to me was that the hills that were in reference in what I heard were the hills inside of yourself. It had to do with searching within. I then went and pulled a card from Les Vampire's deck, and it talked about, the card that I pulled was the Hunter. And what was on the bottom of the deck was the prey. So I know that there's no coincidences. And when I read through the Hunter, I want to read to you about what it is to work with this card. It says, it's time to establish how to attain what it is you want. You must not ask another to go after it. And while the hunt will take place on the outside, it will also take place on the inside. You must find that part of you within that has the courage to chase what you would make yours and be honest about it. And it also, in reading through what the Hunter was about, they talked about how we could have things without having another suffer, without having to take from another person what it is we wanted so that we could be happy and that they would be without. It talked about basically the principle of abundance and that there's enough to go around, there's enough for everyone. And what it is that we are truly wanting is all within us. We have it within us, the impotence and the spark and the fire to find within to produce it on the outside. And though we may be in certain battles on the outside, trying to hunt down something, trying to win over something or obtain something in our physical mundane lives, that the battle is also going on from within. So it's kind of the concept of as above, so below, and vice versa, as within, so without. So whatever's going on in your external world is a reflection of what's going on the inside. And if there's something that's occurring that's not fitting to your liking or you're not feeling secure with, you need to go in to find out how to make an adjustment so that it shows up the way you want it to in your external world. So that is the card of the Hunter, aggressor, tracker, provider. Now I want to go to the Golden Tarot of Count Tarot deck and do a Celtic cross, because there's gold in them dim dare hills. I thought, well, what more appropriate deck to use than the Golden Tarot? So here we go. Spirit, Mother, Father, Spirit, please allow me to connect to my earth signs, the people who are viewing, connecting to this message, and have them understand the messages in a clear, precise way that will allow them to move forward triumphantly in their lives. Bless us all. Thank you all for the blessings and guidance. Amen. Provide information on earth signs. Okay, so the first card we have in the self position is the King of Pentacles. What's crossing the King of Pentacles is the Magician. What's in the past situation is the Knave of Swords. What's in the future position is the World, Major Arcana. What's in the subconscious is Knave of Pentacles. And what is in the conscious position is the Eight of Wands. Beautiful images on these cards. Okay, so what is it, or how is it that you see yourself in this situation, in this circumstances? Please advise. King of Chalices. You see yourself as the King of Chalices. How is it that others see you? Ace of Wands. Wow. Your greatest hopes and fears are strength or lack thereof. And the outcome in this situation is the Four of Pentacles. So there we have it. Now for clarification, let's see what we have here. We have a King of Pentacles who is sitting here. To me, in this deck, looks like he's in contemplation. He's not exactly sure of what to do and what to make of this situation. There are obviously options, and he's in question about which direction he's going to move. He knows that there is a change coming, the world, that there's something that's coming that is impacting him on a profound level. It's major in the future, in the near future. But he's not sure what exactly he's going to do about it. And what is crossing this King of Pentacles is the Magician. So there is obviously some trickery and illusion involved in the situation that he's looking at, he or she is looking at. Something is tricky, that people are employing trickery, subterfuge, being not honest, using sleight of hand in the situation. What was apparent in the past was the Knave of Swords, who brought light to the situation that the king is now pondering about the circumstances and all of the trickery and illusion that was involved in the circumstances. It's a situation of gravitas. It's very heavy. It involves a lot of time and years, they're telling me, of work and of dedication, of empire making that this king is contemplating and thinking about. And the Knave of Pentacles is in a kind of sentimental position. There's a part of this king that's in a sentimental position in his subconscious, and he has a soft spot for whatever the situation is, or whoever is involved in the situation. There's someone in the situation who this king has a soft spot for, and he's reminiscing in his subconscious about it, but he won't let himself in the conscious position actually, he won't let that overcome him. He's in the Eight of Wands position. Now, the Eight of Wands, let me look up what it says in the book about that, because I'm not exactly sure. So the Eight of Wands. Okay. Motion, activity, dynamism, blending of activity, second thoughts, need for analysts, confused relationships. Yeah, he's confused still, but there's a need for motion, and the king knows it, and that's why he's contemplating and taking all of this time, and his emotions are confusing him. His sentiment and the past with what is actually occurring, and he discovered about what had happened in the past, some aspect of that is confusing him and having him at odds with himself, having his feelings and his logic at odds. That's what's occurring, him or her. So the king knows that there's going to be dramatic change based on the world. And I'd like to further get a few more cards on the world position in the near future to see what that's about. Okay, there's a tower coming. There's a tower coming, and the king is aware that there's a tower coming. And the tower is around the Three of Cups, which is a third-party relationship in some shape or form. It's a third-party relationship that he didn't know about, that was occurring, that he discovered, and he's in contemplation about what to do about it, what kind of moves to make, but he's confused. He doesn't have enough information, and it's regarding the Three of Cups, which is, in my reading here, in my interpretation, a third-party situation, which could be surrounding business, money, and love, money and romance, money and loyalty, or the lack thereof. Let's go. So, how he sees himself is a loving king. How he sees himself, this person, the subject of this reading, you per se, or flip the script if it fits to the person who is watching this reading for the earth sign. But how the earth sign or the subject of this reading sees himself is as a fair and loving and connected person to his heart, to his emotions. How people see this king is a very much in motion and full of vitality, full of the ability to make stuff happen. And the king's greatest fear is that he will or she will not have the strength or the wisdom to do what is needed in order to have the outcome be favorable for everyone involved. And in the end, the outcome is the Four of Pentacles, which speaks to some form of basic stability on all fronts. It covers the north, west, east, and south, they're telling me. Covers all of the directions, and they're pentacles, so it's something that is actually tangible, that is going to be the outcome of this situation. Can we get further clarification on the Four of Pentacles in the outcome position, please? We have two cards. We have the Eight of Chalices, and we have the Wheel, another major arcana. So the Eight of Chalices, the Eight of Cups, in this tarot deck is a woman who is looking with great sarcasm towards the Wheel. She's looking towards the Wheel. She's looking actually a little back at and down, like at the past, but in a really sarcastic way. Like she doesn't like what she's being presented with. She doesn't like what she's hearing. She's skeptical. And then there is the Wheel. And I want to read out of this book what the Wheel represents here. So the Wheel fortune, new love, start of activity, enemies that return, fears of the end of a friendship or a love affair. So, okay. So you're getting something new, good fortune, but somebody is returning that you're skeptical about. And you know that they're returning so that they can stop this will. They can try, their intention is to try to stop that will. And you are skeptical. The person who is the subject of this reading is highly skeptical about allowing that to occur, about allowing anything to get in the way of this new love, because the new love is what fortune has, what destiny is, and the king knows that. So when the old person comes back or the old situation presents itself, the king is going to be very skeptical and not into buying into it, not buying what whoever or whatever the situation is selling. They're not buying. They're moving on to a new and bright future. So that is what I have for this part of the reading. I want to know, and I'm going to use the mythical goddess tarot to ask how best to deal with this Eight of Cups, this return of something that, of this love that was like kind of fake, kind of like filled with potholes, filled with pitfalls. How to best deal with that when it returns, please, Spirit. Woo, okay. And it says Earth, your sign. Hey, you're going to deal with it with your element. That's all right. Crone, Ascension. Let me read to you about what that is about. Crone is a well-developed... hold on, let me find it. Where's my crone? Oh, crone of Earth, Ascension. The sign is Taurus. The radiant crone of Earth represents the ascension of the body. Her very cells transmute to light. She is the warrior goddess, aligned with passionate Earth, breaking old stories and shifting behaviors. She brings opportunities of new consciousness, heart, mind, body, and soul. She shifts the DNA through her transformative powers. The Earth Crone brings you the power of change and ascension while still embodied. She is here to assist you in letting go of the old in yourself so that the identity you have held dear can be released and transmuted into new DNA and new form. Welcome the shift and let your world ascend to integration and healing. So what I'm getting out of that is that this new opportunity is more than just a person. This new opportunity is a whole new way of being, a whole new way of life that is possible, that is available, that is coming, that is going to be a higher level of existence while you're here in this body, on this earth. And that the ascension process and you actually transforming your very cellular structure, your very DNA, is going to naturally allow you to address the past in a way that is going to be best for everybody involved. You need to trust that process. And also, you need to work with your physicality, with your body. You need to do work, which brings me to, I'm going to pull a few cards from the chakra deck so that we can see what it is physically, from a physical perspective and metaphysical perspective combined, that we're working with here with this ascension, which is very important. It is very important that you do the work physically. You need to pay attention to what you eat, drink lots of water to clear yourself, clear your body, take spiritual baths, pay attention to your dreams. And we have two cards from the chakra deck. So the first card is a card that I pulled for myself today to in an exercise. It's Kneeling Yoga Mudra. It deals with the third eye. So you're going to kneel with your legs separated, hip width apart. Hands are clasped behind you, fingers interlaced. Tuck your chin toward your chest and bend at the waist, leaning forward until your forehead touches the floor, with hands still clasped. Allow the arms to fall forward, up and over your upper back without straining. Just have them go as far as they can go for you. Breathe slowly, deeply, and rhythmically as you hold the pose for 1 to 3 minutes. I can only hold it for 1 minute. Inhale as you begin to raise your upper body. Slowly raise your chin, head. Your head comes up last. Exhale and release your hands, allowing the arms to float back slowly to the sides of your body. And then you're going to sit with your knees bent and your legs crossed at the ankles, and place your palms on your knees with the index fingers and thumbs touching. And the mantra for this card is, I am one with the infinite. I am one with the infinite. I am one with the infinite. And the benefits are, Yoga Mudra is a symbolic gesture of yoga in which the head and the heart unite so that any conflict between the two vanishes. Remember, I told you the king, the subject of this reading, was in conflict with his mind and his emotions. So this will help bring connection and balance to that situation. Allows energy from the base of the spine to flow through the body to the crown of the head. Loosens the shoulder, arms, and spines, and improves posture and alleviates back problems. So that is this card. And then the second card that I pulled is for the throat chakra, and it's a pose of fish. It's called fish. And you're actually laying on your back doing this. You lie on your backs, your legs extended and closed together. Place hands close together underneath the tailbone, palms down. Inhale as you lift your upper body onto your elbows. Allow your neck to bend backwards so your head rests on the floor, back, arched legs passive. Make sure your weight is mostly on the elbows, not on the neck. Press both sitting bones into the floor. Hold the pose for several breaths. Return by pressing elbows into the floor. Gently lift your head and lower your upper body. I am flowing with the current of universal energy. I am flowing with the current of universal energy. I am flowing with the current of universal energy. The benefits to this pose are: opens the chest, neck, and throat. Compensates for forward bending activities. Alleviates respiratory problems. Stimulates the pancreas and pelvic organs. Caution: if you have any neck problems, consult a qualified yoga teacher before attempting this pose. And as a further disclaimer, consult if you have any problems. Always only do what's comfortable and you're able to do. And if you're not able to do any part of the pose, imagine it. And for our purposes, that will be beneficial, I am told. Definitely imagine it. So those are the things that we're working with, Earth signs, from now, from the 15th, from the middle of the month to the end of October 2019. That's what we're working with. Now, this reading's time is a construct. It's not real. So whenever you get to this reading is when you're meant to see this reading and do these things. Don't worry about the time frame, but because I have to have some way of tracking what it is that I'm putting out in terms of videos, I labeled them. I break them up to the 1st to the 15th, from the 15th to the end of the month for my purposes. But in fact, they're timeless readings. All readings are timeless, and you get to them when you need them. So I want to do one more reading from The Ascended Masters by Doreen Virtue for a closing. Earth signs. Stay focused. You drew this card as a reminder to stay focused upon your intentions, desires, and priorities. Do not allow yourself to be distracted by short-term situations, drama, or other people's demands. Keep a positive outlook about your dreams and imagine that they've already manifested into reality. Devote regular amounts of time toward your projects and priorities. Say no to distractions. You will see the results. Additional meaning for this card. Be assertive with demands upon your time. Keep your promises to yourself. Commit to your priorities. Spend time each day devoted to projects that are dear to your heart. Detoxify your diet to help your mind be clear and focused. I felt like something was crawling in my hair. So that is the message. Stay true to yourself. Stay focused. Be consistent and devoted to your practices that move you forward. Most of all, keep a positive outlook. Stay in tune with those mantras and know that you're creating your reality just as you want it to be, and that it is happening as you do it with each and every step. God bless. Please like, subscribe, and share the videos. Thank you. Have a good day.